So far all the work we've done in R has been in the R console, but now I'm going to show you how we can create scripts, and then you can save these scripts to your computer, and you'll be able to recall them later on, so you won't lose your code. So say you're writing some sort of code and you want to send it off to some people you're working with on a project, you're just doing part of the project, and you can send that off. You can do all that, and then you can, if you need someone to check your code, you can do it this way. And also, if you want to use a bit of code more than once, it's good to have it in your desktop. So you click on File, New Script, and it comes up with this here. Okay, and I've already got a script prepared that I'll get up in a minute, but so you can type whatever you want in here. Code, say, I don't know, you just assign some variable here, and then you do some stuff with it, whatever. You click File, Save As, and then just like saving any document, you'll be able to type in a name, and it will have .r on the end. There's, like with it, saving any file, make sure you save all one word. You don't put any characters you can't put in, whatever. And try and make the script name useful, so that when you're looking for the script, maybe in 3 months, you'll be able to find it again. Anyway, so I'm going to close that and open up a script I made earlier. So we go Open Script. Okay, so I found my script in my document. I just double clicked on it and it opens it up in R here. Now this is the second thing I wanted to show you in this video, how we can create a function. So this here is the function name, so whatever you want to call your function, you put here, and you assign that to function, and then this is your input. So it's called dist underscore km, and that's in this formula here. But when I'm calling this function, I'll type km to miles, open brackets, and then I'll put some value in there, and that value will be this dist km. It will take it as that, okay? Because when you put function brackets, what you're saying here is you're defining km to miles, this is the name of your function, as a function with input dist km, okay? So that's what this top line means. Then you open up this weird little pointy bracket, and this inside this you put what your function actually does. Okay, so I'll define a new variable, distance in miles, dist miles I call it. That's assigned to 5 times the distance in kilometers divided by 8. This is an approximation, but not a bad approximation. And then I want the function to return the distance in miles, and I close these little brackets. Anyway, so I've saved this function. Now if I want to use it, I have to go File, and I have to click on Source R code, and again this will take me through to my documents, and I'll find the code. I've called it dist converter, and I'll click on that, and then you'll see what happens in a second. So there you go. I've sourced the code, and now what sourcing the code means is now the R console can read that script. So it's this line here is almost like everything that you saw in that previous script is now on this R console. So now when I call the function, R is going to have access to it. If I didn't source the code and I typed in km to miles, R wouldn't know what I'm talking about, because that's not a predefined function in R, and I haven't referred are to the place to look for this function. Okay, so you have to source your script. Now to call this function, I'll put in km to miles, make sure I spell it right, and then I open up my brackets. I want to know approximately what 20 kilometers is in miles, so I'm going to put 20 in, so that's my disk km, and then when I press enter, it's going to return 12.5, which is approximately what 20 kilometers is in miles. And I'll double check this, that my code's doing what I want it to do. I want it to do 20 times 5, well that's 100, and then I want it to divide that by 8, which is 12.5. So that's good, everything's working fine with that function. So hopefully this was a good introduction to scripts and creating your own functions in R. Just running through a little example. I'd encourage you to have a go at this yourself and use all sorts of the things we learned in the previous video. You can get a function that's going to plot a histogram of some data for you. When you plug in the data, you can get functions that are going to do all sorts of things. Okay, so I'd encourage you to look at that in your own time, and we'll be back with another R video